Welcome to Does the Hope Podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're going to take you on a journey through the dangers of 183 in Bernville, Pennsylvania. 183, which is the road you see back behind me, is a dangerous road and has claimed many lives over the years. As we make our journey, I want to remind everyone to be safe and stay aware. You never know what dangers might lurk around the corner. That's where 2-year-old Journey was killed. 2-year-old Journey. When will it stop? Route 183 for some is just a highway on the way to Reading. For others, it's the main road home. But for many families, it's a name that brings pain and loss. Driver speed. They pass when it's unsafe. They ignore the double yellow lines that are supposed to protect us. And time after time, tragedy follows. I want to shine a light on the dangers of this road, share some of the stories that can't be forgotten, and talk about what can be done before more lives are lost. Route 183 stretches nearly 32 miles, running from Reading up to Schuylkill County. In Bernville, it narrows into a 2-lane road. You've seen it: winding stretches, blind curves, farm trucks, impatient drivers stacking up behind slower vehicles. And across the middle, 2 solid yellow lines. Those lines are not decoration, they are there because pacing is unsafe. No exceptions. But every single day, people cross them anyway. Some make it through, others don't. On September 27, 2025, around 8:10 p.m., a black Subaru was heading north on 183, and for unknown reasons, that car veered across the yellow lines straight into oncoming traffic. It slammed into a white Nissan Sentra carrying 2 young adults, and tragically, the driver of the Subaru, 47-year-old from Bernville, died at the scene. The 2 in the Sentra were rushed to the hospital, survivors, but forever changed. And sadly, this isn't an isolated story. Just a few months earlier, in January of 2025, tragedy struck the 5900 block of Route 183 when a pickup truck collided head-on with a car. In that crash, a 2-year-old child was killed. The truck caught fire and other passengers were left with life-altering injuries. Imagine the grief of that family, a child gone because someone couldn't stay in their lane. Then there are the stories we don't always hear in the headlines. A motorcycle went down by Wawa in Bernville. Another crashed near Blue Marsh Lake in 2024. Each one different, each one devastating. And if you talk to residents, they'll tell you near misses happen all the time. Some aren't reported. The fear is always there. So why is this stretch of road so dangerous? Part of it is design. Curves and hills mean you can't always see far enough ahead to pass safely. And add in farm equipment and trucks that slow traffic, and impatient drivers decide to risk it all. Another part is enforcement. The double yellow line means no passing, period. But how often do you see police watching that stretch? Not enough. Lighting and visibility play a role too. Several crashes happen at dusk or at night when headlights weren't used properly. But maybe the biggest factor is culture. Too many drivers treat the rules as optional. They think, I can make it. I'll get around them quick. But on 183, one wrong calculation can mean a head-on collision that ends a life in seconds. I've seen cars fly past our driveway across the yellow lines. I've seen cars up and down the road speeding in a rush because they didn't leave early enough. If you talk to people who live along 183, you'll hear the same frustration. Stories of pulling out the driveway or pulling onto the main road only to have a car fly past them across the double lines. Stories of friends and neighbors who didn't make it home. First responders will tell you the crashes aren't rare. They've been out here too many times, seeing the same scene. Crushed metal, flashing lights, families broken apart. So what can we do? First, enforcement. We need more patrols and more tickets and real consequences for crossing those double lines. Second, engineering. PennDOT can improve the road with better signage, rumble strips, reflective paint, stronger lighting and dangerous stretches, and maybe even a concrete divider. Third, awareness. We as a community need to remind each other double yellow line means do not cross ever. And last, contact your representatives, sign petitions, show up at township meetings, and demand PennDOT act before the next obituary is written. Change only comes when people push for it, and it's time to push. Route 183 is just a road, but what happens on it is up to us. We can let it keep being a place where impatience and recklessness destroys lives, or we can demand better, safer roads, stricter enforcement, and a culture that respects those yellow lines. For the families who've lost their loved ones, for the ones who survived but carry scars, for every driver who just wants to make it home, let's not ignore the dangers any longer. Thank you for listening to Throws of Hope podcast. Stay safe, stay alert, and God bless.